Hey team, how's it going? This is Eddie Gray. Welcome to the channel, The Modern Creative, where we help you become a better producer. And today we're going to be talking about Neutron 4. It's been out for a little while now, and I thought it'd be a good idea to take a look at this interesting product, mostly because I believe it can help you become a better mixer in no time. Now, originally this video was going to be called Why I Am Getting Rid of My iZotope Products. And that is because I, along with many others, were under the impression that since merging with Native Instruments, iZotope would go down the subscription route. And while they do have a subscription model, they also have their products available a la carte. At first, I put up a lot of resistance in terms of subscriptions, but then after speaking with various people and plugin companies in my circle, I kind of started letting down my defenses. It must not be easy to create and code these amazing plugins, and the upkeep must be intense, right? The latest M1, M2 updates, I'm sure they add all sorts of complications. So full disclosure, I am not an iZotope subscriber, but I see the rationale for folks that want these award-winning plugins, but they don't necessarily want to shell out thousands of dollars in the process. If you're new to music, and maybe you don't own that many plugins, it's definitely a solid deal. Now, let's go ahead and look at what I think is the most exciting feature with this new Neutron 4 update, and that's unmasking. Let's go ahead and define that. Frequency masking is an auditory phenomenon that can occur when two or more sounds sharing similar frequencies are played at the same time. So as I said, I was ready to give up on iZotope, but because they opened up their options, I have decided to stick around. Now I have to show you Neutron 4. So lots of new features here, but definitely the grand star of them all has to be the unmasking module. There's a couple of products like this in the marketplace, but this one, it gives you source controls to determine how the tool works. Here you can see sensitivity, attack, release, and you can also use a detection filter which tells the modules where and how to work. So if you want to be more surgical, Neutron 4 has an incredible unmasking feature kind of built within the plugin, and you can search for other plugins that have other iZotope products instantiated, including Relay, which is like a utility tool that doesn't take up a lot of CPU. So here we have a drum beat, check it out. Okay, and then just to add a little bit of sauce on there, I like to kind of mix a secondary drum set that'll sound like this. So it's just a topper, we're not adding any low-end mud, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a gate effect. And what this is going to do is essentially, it's going to just capture the sound only when the original drum part is playing. So I have Neutron 4 gate instantiated on track number 2, which is this topper I was talking about, and I am sidechaining that to the drums. So without it, these two sound like this. It's a great sound, but look how using a gate plugin, it sounds really good. Check it out. So it's just accentuating the transients, right? If I bypass, it's just like one big smorgasbord of sound. And here we get to define it. So those are just little things. If we look at the bass here, what I've done here is I've sidechained again to the drums, and the reason I did that was so the bass could get out of the way. So let me go ahead and bypass it so you can listen to the drums and the bass without Neutron 4 unmask. So I want the bass to kind of duck underneath and play a supportive role. Now, again, with this connection, with really conservative parameters, we get to really create something smooth. Check it out. And if you can see here at the bottom right, we also have the ability to make this full mono. You can go ahead and invert the polarity, check the phase and mono compatibility. Lots of great stuff here. So again, here's before. Great signal, but this really takes it over the top. Check it out. Check out these keyboards here. So here I inserted a compressor and I basically converted it into a multi-band compressor. And what I'm doing is I'm going to bring down the low end a little bit so it's not necessarily competing with the bass. I'm not creating a sidechain connection, but it is going to sound a lot tighter. So let's go ahead and listen to everything. So there's a little bit of wrestling going on between the keyboards, the Rhodes part, and the bass. Again, inserting Neutron 4 compressor, I add a low band here where I'm really kind of pushing it down, and then I'm just touching the mid band. Let's go. So you always kind of have to determine who's taking the primary role in this section. So again, if I bypass, it just sounds like a wish-wash. And this gives it a bit more groove. So this is a nice way of cleaning up low end without necessarily compromising the body of a sound. With these strings, let's check this out. Will probably end up conflicting with these keyboards. Let's take a listen. They both kind of serve a wide frequency range, and so again, I connected this to the keyboards. Let's make sure that this is turned on. All right, let's listen to this blend. See, now there's no compromise between hearing what I want to hear and making sure that both of these parts can coexist. So this is before the unmasking module in Neutron 4. So it's there, but it's not full bodied. I really want this to come out and kind of jump out of the speakers. Let's go. So again, it really helps that you can shape the width inside of iZotope products as well. So already, massive difference. And you bypass everything we've done thus far. And now hear that definition really take hold. So what I want to show you here, just to wrap it up, is this sample. Check it out. So what I did with this specific track was I utilized the new exciter and trash modules that they're kind of putting together, which is really magical. It just gives it a pretty surreal feel. Check it out. So if you wanted to go more aggressive, you would select the trash module. So I'm going to back off because this is a pretty chill beat. So let's bypass the sample. Let's see what we got. So it's certainly there, but can be a lot more exciting. We can get a bit more of an analog feel. Let's go. Nice. And maybe we can pan that over to the right a little bit. Let's go. That's a beautiful thing. From there, I'm going to go ahead and show you the guitars. Now, without anything, they sound very just flimsy and undefined. But when I go ahead and throw on Neutron 4 Sculptor, think of this like the multi-band compressor of multi-band compressors. It is like a billion compressors in one, and it can really bring out the full spectrum of sound on anything, drums, arpeggios. Let's check it out here on this guitar. So B4. We're not really hearing everything that's possible here. On top of adding this, I am adding an EQ, and this is really, to me, where this shines, because what I'm doing is I'm taking the bass module and I'm being more surgical in my approach, and I'm telling iZotope, hey, how does this track kind of rub with the bass? And so when I go ahead and press play, the interface will tell me, hey, this is where the problem areas are, and so then I make my adjustments accordingly. So you can see here I'm having a lot of problems, so I'm going to bring down a low shelf, and then I'll just accentuate the mids here in order to make sure that the sound actually comes out. But without this EQ, let's see what we get. See, that guitar just goes missing. Let's pop it back in. So big jump in production. I'm gonna bypass everything. Let's go. Totally different song. Let's pop it back in. Now, for those of you that really want to take your mixing to the next level, I highly recommend the visual mixer by iZotope, also included and updated. And here you can literally mix with your eyes. So let's say you wanted your bass maybe a little bit lower in volume, and you wanted to make it, a bit more mono. You could do that. Let's say we wanted the keyboards maybe off to the left somewhere. Okay, and then I'll be sure to take the guitars over to the right as well. I had two versions of iZotope on there, so let's go ahead and press play. So this is really a mixer's dream. I'm so glad that I stayed on board the iZotope train. These guys are unstoppable, and they have some updates coming up soon for Ozone 10 and RX 10, and I will definitely be there for the launch. So thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel, and forgive my absence. I've been super busy just mixing and consulting and working on all sorts of great stuff. So stay up, stay happy, stay focused, and of course I'm going to catch you on the next one. Keep working hard. I'll see you again.